The Zenthari Armada had conquered 47 worlds across the Orion Arm. Their crystalline ships cut through the void like shards of death, leaving behind nothing but silence and submission. Commander Thexler stood on the bridge of the flagship Dominion's edge, his four eyes gleaming with anticipation as they approached the unremarkable yellow star system, labeled only as Sol 3 on their charts. "Commander, we're receiving another transmission," his communications officer announced, mandibles clicking nervously. "It's the same warning we've been getting for the past 3 solar cycles." Thexelar's faceplates shifted in what passed for a smile among his species. "Ignore it. These humans and their theatrics bore me. But Anna Chen," monitoring the situation from the Earth Defense Command bunker buried 2 miles beneath the Rocky Mountains, felt no boredom, only cold determination. The young tactical officer's fingers flew across her holographic interface, coordinating with dozens of stations across the solar system. "They've crossed the Neptune marker," she reported to her superior, her voice steady despite the racing of her heart. Still ignoring all hails. Oliver Martinez, the grizzled commander of Earth's outer defense grid, stood behind her with his arms crossed. His weathered face showed no emotion, but his eyes burned with an intensity that had seen too many battles. "Then we proceed to Phase 2, send the final warning. Make it clear." Anna's hands hesitated for just a moment over the controls before she transmitted the message that had been crafted by the United Earth Council's best linguists and diplomats. The message was simple, translated into every known galactic language. "You are approaching Earth's territorial borders. This is your final warning. Turn back now or you will be considered hostile. We do not wish for conflict, but we will defend our home. You have been warned." On the Zenthari flagship, Thexlar laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Defend with what? Our intelligence shows they barely have faster-than-light capability. They're infants playing with fire." What the Zenthari intelligence had failed to discover was humanity's greatest strength, their ability to turn every limitation into an advantage, every setback into innovation, and their absolute refusal to give up. The Armada crossed the Mars orbital line. "Execute Contingency Omega," Oliver said quietly. Anna's finger pressed down on the authorization key, and across the solar system, humanity's true defense network came alive. The Zenthari detected them too late. Thousands upon thousands of autonomous defense platforms that had been disguised as space debris, asteroids, and defunct satellites. They had been waiting, silent and cold, for years. Each one was a masterpiece of human engineering, compact, efficient, and absolutely lethal. But it wasn't the platforms that doomed the Zenthari. It was what came next. "They're trying to jump to FTL," Anna reported, her voice rising slightly. "They've realized—" "Too late," Oliver said. "Activate the barrier." Humanity had learned something that other species hadn't fully understood. Space wasn't empty. It was full of potential, of quantum fluctuations of energy waiting to be manipulated. Human scientists, working with physics that others considered impossible, had found a way to create localized disruptions in space-time itself. The Zenthari fleet suddenly found themselves trapped in a bubble of twisted physics. Their FTL drives sputtered and died. Their weapon systems began firing at random as their targeting computers tried to make sense of space that didn't obey normal rules. Ships collided with invisible barriers that shouldn't exist. Thexler's confidence evaporated as his fleet began tearing itself apart. "What is this? What have they done?" Anna watched the tactical display with a mixture of professional satisfaction and deep sadness. She took no joy in this, but she knew it was necessary. "They had their chance to turn back," she whispered. Oliver placed a hand on her shoulder. "Every species that's tried to invade Earth has learned the same lesson. We gave them multiple warnings. We tried diplomacy. They chose this." The young officer nodded, blinking back the emotion. She had studied the history, knew about the failed Kravix invasion of 2187, the Selthari peaceful occupation attempt of 2203, and countless others. Each time humanity had offered peace. Each time they'd been forced to demonstrate why Earth's borders were not suggestions. Within the bubble, the Zenthari Armada was experiencing time at a different rate than the rest of the universe. What felt like hours to them were mere seconds outside. Their ship's systems aged decades in minutes. Life support failed, hull integrity compromised, and still the bubble held. Should we let any of them survive?" Anna asked. To carry the message? Oliver's jaw tightened. He'd wrestled with this question before. No. If we let even one escape, others will try to study what happened, find a weakness. The message isn't for them, it's for everyone else watching. The Galactic Council has observers stationed throughout the system. They'll report what they've seen. Indeed, on the edges of the solar system, a dozen different species observation vessels watched in horror as the Zenthari Armada simply vanished. One moment, a fleet of crystalline warships. The next, empty space as if they had never existed. Anna initiated the final sequence. The bubble collapsed, but it didn't release the Zenthari fleet back into normal space. Instead, it compressed, folded, and sent everything inside into a pocket dimension. A void where they would drift forever, frozen in time, neither alive nor dead. The Zenthari Armada was never seen again. In the command bunker, alarms fell silent. Displays returned to normal monitoring status. Oliver moved to the communications console and opened a channel to the Galactic Council's observers. "This is Earth Defense Command," he said, his voice carrying the weight of humanity's resolve. "We have eliminated a hostile force that refused multiple warnings and violated our territorial borders. Let this serve as a reminder to all civilizations. Humanity seeks peace, offers friendship, and extends every courtesy to those who approach us with respect. But our borders are sacred. Our home is not negotiable, and we will defend both with every resource at our disposal." He paused, letting the message sink in. "We are not conquerors. We are not aggressors, but we are not victims either. Approach Earth with peaceful intent and you will find no warmer welcome in the galaxy. Approach us with violence and you will find only silence." Anna saved the tactical data from the engagement, knowing it would be studied for years to come. As she worked, she thought about the weight of what they'd done, the lives ended, the choice made. Oliver seemed to read her thoughts. War is never something to celebrate, Anna, but peace is always something worth fighting for. Outside the bunker, Earth continued its eternal rotation, bathed in the light of its yellow sun. Humanity went about their lives, most never knowing how close danger had come. And in the dark reaches of space, civilizations across the galaxy updated their star charts with a new notation beside Sol 3. Protected territory. Approach with extreme caution. Warnings are not optional. The Zenthari had learned too late what dozens of species before them had discovered. Humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their ingenuity. It was their unwavering promise that those who threatened Earth would simply cease to exist, as completely as if they had never been at all.